We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
Let me help you there, cackling Kamala. The point is that you're supposed to be the so-called border czar, and over 18 million illegal migrants have made it into this country illegally with virtually zero screening process. And my fellow Americans, that is who Joe Biden just endorsed today to be your and mine next president of the United States. It's been an absolutely insane day today. If you've been, completely out of the loop and you're just getting back maybe from a vacation, or you've been spending all day away from your devices, away from the news, Joe Biden announced today, not through a press conference, not through any kind of official White House briefing, White House meeting, White House announcement, but literally with a post on X, or something that we used to call a tweet. He literally broke up with America via text message. That, the vegetable in chief, has just done the unthinkable. Did a live stream earlier this morning about it. This was the post, this was the tweet that he just tweeted out in the wee early, kind of late morning, early afternoon. And he essentially says, I'm out of here. I quit. And then only moments after that letter, which didn't have an official letterhead, a lot of strange things about that letter, he posts this where he endorses his vice president, cackling Kamala, who you just heard the borders are, who's never won a single primary, whose popularity was so bad back in 2020 when she tried to run that she actually dropped out of the race before even the primaries began. And I've just kind of had some time to kind of think about this and just percolate and ruminate over this. I mean, here you have a guy who has 81, supposedly, allegedly 81 million votes, the most popular president in U.S. history, who up until literally earlier this morning, his campaign manager said he is definitely sticking in the race. He was defiant no matter how many times he was pressured by the media, pressured by Obama, pressured by Pelosi. By the way, I'm going to share with you Obama's reaction, Pelosi's reaction, Clinton's reaction, and President Donald Trump's reaction. So stick around for that. 81 million votes and defiant till the end. I had a bad night. Even Obama said, well, I've had bad nights before. He's our guy. They all call this crazy. They all call this conspiracy theories. We knew he was in cognitive decline years ago, not just months ago, years ago. We knew he shouldn't be running years ago. We knew he shouldn't have been president years ago. They all call this nuts. They all call this crazy. And then out of the blue, literally he was defiant until the last second. And then out of the blue, we have essentially a coup. That's essentially what this is. You have a consortium of elitists who have defied the democratic process of our country, who have circumvented the Constitution and decided for all of us, that all of your votes in 2020, all of your primary votes during the primaries before he became the presumptive nominee and beat out everybody else, are absolutely meaningless. You need to really sit and ponder what that really engenders, the implications of that are so scandalous, so profound, that this has really become the absolute degradation of our politics, the degradation of our process, the degradation of our republic. How can you nominate somebody? How can you elect somebody who did not earn a single Democratic vote from the citizenry that is supposed to, this whole entire republic is supposed to serve? Remember, it's a government of the people, for the people, by the people. That's the reason why we're the greatest country on planet Earth. Our democracy is run by the people. We elect who represents us. Remember that little thing that happened in 1776? Taxation without representation? that was essentially the catalyst to this glorious American experiment, this American beautiful country republic that we have right now. They have circumvented that. They have literally denigrated that, defied their oath to office, and essentially said, you know what, we're just going to pick who we think because we don't care who you voted for. This guy has an unwinnable ticket. We're going to pick somebody for you. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I mean, this is the gravity of this. I don't even know if I can fully even grasp it in one video. It's preposterous, to put it mildly. Here's what Barack Obama posted, his response. Joe Biden has been one of America's most consequential presidents. That's actually true, not in a positive light. As well as a dear friend and partner to me. Today, we've also been reminded again that he's a patriot of the highest order. And then he actually issued a full statement. You can go read that if you want to go find it on X. Interesting to note, he did not endorse Kamala Harris. The Clintons, however, did the exact opposite. So they released this statement saying that they actually, all this BS, blah, blah, blah about Joe Biden. And then you can see at the end, now is the time to support Kamala Harris and fight with everything we've got to elect her. America's future depends on it. So does this does this essentially mean that Hillary's not going to throw her kind of gloves in the ring? Because there was a lot of talk, even there was a lot of back channeling that happened where there was thoughts that she might actually step in for Biden, which, I mean, I don't understand. You got your butt kicked the first time. Why would you want to be embarrassed twice? Makes no sense to me. But there was a lot of talk that she would actually be somebody who would be a viable candidate to go up against Trump, believe it or not. And here you have pushing up daisies Pelosi, who says, what a backstabbing vermin she is. President Joe Biden is a patriotic American who has always put our country first. His legacy of vision, values, blah, blah, blah. With love and gratitude to President Biden for always believing in the promise of America and giving people the opportunity to reach their fulfillment. God bless America with Joe Biden's greatness. God blessed America with Joe Biden's greatness and goodness. Boy, that's about as powerful as a saltine sandwich right there. Funny thing again, so you have two people, Obama and Pelosi, who refuse to endorse Kamala Harris. But wait till you see what Trump says. Trump posted several times about this, as we all hoped he would, and they're all just absolutely fantastic, and he knocks them all out of the park. His first post came pretty early on when the announcement was first issued. He says, crooked Joe Biden is the worst president by far in the history of our nation. He has done everything possible to destroy our country from our southern border to energy dominance, national security, international standing, and so much more. He was annihilated in an earth-shattering debate, and now the corrupt and radical Democrats are throwing him overboard. He was not fit to serve from the very beginning, but the people around him lied to America about his complete and total mental, physical, and cognitive demise. Whoever the left puts up now will just be more of the same. Make America great again. Really interesting, that earth-shattering, he was annihilated in that earth-shattering debate. And he's absolutely right. I mean, the first question that Kamala Harris is going to have to answer in the debates, if she is the next nominee for the Democrats, is what in the world made you hold out for so long? You were around this guy for 3.5 years. You were around him every single, day, if not more. Around the clock, especially over the last 6 to 8 weeks, 12 weeks, because you were being groomed. How in the world did you not, and why didn't you warn America? This guy has his fingertips on the nuclear code. He's in charge of important things. He's the leader of the free world. How dare you deny your oath of office and do the right thing and warn America and ask him to step down? Why didn't you do that? That's an important question she's going to have to answer. He goes on to say, my debate with crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States, was slated to be broadcast on fake news ABC, the home of George Slopadopoulos, sometime in September. Now that Joe has not surprisingly has quit the race, I think the debate with whomever the radical left Democrats choose should be held on Fox News rather than very biased ABC. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. This is a great one right here. I love this one. This is hilarious. He says, so are we forced to spend time and money on fighting crooked Joe Biden, always the businessman? He polls badly, after having a terrible debate and quits the race. Now we have to start all over again. Shouldn't the Republican Party be reimbursed for fraud in that everybody around Joe, including his doctors and the fake news media, knew he was not capable of running or being president? Just asking. How do you not love this guy? And then just a couple more for the road because they're so good. He says, it's not over. Tomorrow, crooked Joe Biden's going to wake up and forget that he dropped out of the race today. And then the very last post that he posted was, Biden never had COVID. He is a threat to democracy. Van Jones cried. A lot of left-leaning, Rachel Maddow cried. A couple of other, they're all crying. These are the people who called us crazy. Remember this. They called us conspiracy theorists. But, the real root of my reaction is, why not a national address? Why didn't you do the right thing and actually address the nation face to face, publicly, through an actual national press conference, a real presidential press conference? Why a tweet? Again, I said this at the top of the video. He essentially broke up with America via text. That's essentially what he did. And there's all sorts of rumors, too, that his staff didn't even know about to the last second, that he was working on it with one other person, the New York Times reported. And it was just one of those things that he just literally posted it and he let everybody know at the last second, which is just preposterous to me. It's just crazy. And by the way, as of this recording on Sunday night, July 21st, it's 8 p.m. Pacific time, he still has not made a public appearance since he announced he was dropping out. Is Joe Biden alive? Is he actually physically alive? You let me know in the comments because, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised by anything. We had a horrific debate. We had people calling him to quit. We had actors, celebrities saying all sorts of crazy things. We had an assassination attempt on our president. Secret Service, just committing atrocity after atrocity of negligence, incompetence, and so much more. And then, we have all more and more pressure being put on Biden. He was defiant, saying, no, I'm going to stay. And then he just announced literally today that he's out and he endorses Kamala Harris. I don't know how to, I'm just literally exhausted. How do you keep up with this stuff? But the last thing I want to say is just kind of reiterate what I said earlier. This is not how it's done. Presidential candidates are not elected through back channels. They are elected through a voting democratic process. And this woman cackling Kamala, by the way, she's not black. She's Indian American. Everybody's saying, oh, she's the first black woman president. No, she's not. She's Indian American. She's not black at all. Even though that doesn't matter. See, these DEI mentality, that's how they work. This is not how it works. She didn't win one primary. She hasn't earned one vote. The only reason she was picked by Biden is because she fulfilled a DEI quota. She's unqualified. She hasn't achieved, by the way, name me one thing in the comments that Kamala Harris has achieved as vice president in the past 3.5 years. Name me one thing. I'll wait. I promise. I will respond. Name me one thing she has achieved in the last 3.5 years. This is uprooting our system, uprooting our democratic process, uprooting the Constitution, uprooting everything that we value, our principles, and everything we believe as American citizens of the people, by the people, for the people. Not like this. So I throw this off to you. I can't wait to hear from you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on some of those reactions. Why did Pelosi and Biden not endorse Kamala, but Clinton's did? Let me know what your thoughts are. I can't wait to hear from you. If you made it this far, as always, subscribe to our free newsletter. Become an Ez Nation Insider. It's in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. Become a insider. It's free. This is your fail-safe, sure-proof way of never missing out on all the latest breaking that woke mafia, left media won't share with you, but you know your boy Nez will. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right there. Subscribe and follow. And as always, God bless you, and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.